Hey, what's up guys? First of all, I would like to apologize for being MIA for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I have honestly been quite busy with school and I haven't really had the time to film content, and honestly I've been very tired. I don't know if you can tell by how I look right now, but I am here and I'm committed to making this video because I have some very important and I think crucial information, especially for those of you who are still thinking about where you would like to go to dental school. And this is the return service agreement. So a brief background on myself, especially for those of you who are new to my channel. My name is Pagan. I am currently enrolled at the UP College of Dentistry and I have been since 2015. However, I have been enrolled in UP Manila since 2013 because I was in a different course for the first 2 years and then I went to the College of Dentistry in 2015, or I got accepted after I shifted. So the return service agreement was implemented by UP Manila in 2011. And I have here with me a copy of the general RSA policies from when I signed this, or when I signed the contract in 2015. So this is quite old. Since 2017, tuition in UP has been free, and the return service agreement does have to do with the cost of education in its policies as well. So I think there's an updated version of this, but the provisions are basically the same. First, I want to go over the copy of the general policies for RSA because I want to make sure that I cover everything that you need to know, and I'm also going to add a little bit of information that isn't stated here because I think it's specific to the College of Dentistry, and I'm also going to share my experience in it as well, just to give you guys some real-life context. So the University of the Philippines, Manila, in its commitment to serving the underserved and assuming its social accountability as the National University of the Philippines and Health Sciences Center has been implementing the return service obligation among its graduates. The School of Health Sciences, based in Palo, Leyte, and the College of Medicine spearheaded this program since 1967 and 2005 respectively. Beginning academic year 2011, as approved by the Board of Regents, all health colleges based in the Manila campus will implement the return service agreement program. This means that graduates must serve the country for a minimum of 2 years within 5 years after graduation. All freshmen and lateral entrants, like shiftees and transferees, such as myself, will be covered by the program. Effective June 2011, the following colleges are covered by this unified policy: the College of Allied Medical Professions, the College of Dentistry, the College of Nursing, the College of Pharmacy, and the College of Public Health. So here are the 10 general RSA policies. First, return service agreement is an absolute admission requirement for the CHW program of the School of Health Sciences, the Baccalaureate Health Sciences programs, such as the College of Allied Medical Professions, the College of Nursing, College of Pharmacy, College of Public Health, and the School of Health Sciences, the Doctor of Dental Medicine, and the Doctor of Medicine programs. Second, the agreement states that the student shall serve in the Philippines within 5 years after graduation. Third, the agreement is signed by the Chancellor of UP Manila for the university and the prospective students and the parents, witnessed by the Dean or Director. Fourth, the graduate shall serve for a period specified by his or her college, the period of which should not be less than 2 years, and at the College of Dentistry it is 2 years. Fifth, the graduate shall serve preferably in accordance with the role of the defined profession or health-related profession along 3 functions, but not limited to direct service, education or training, and research. Return service shall preferably be an employment with government agencies or institutions, underserved towns or provinces, and non-government and cause-oriented organizations. But again, these are preferable, meaning you don't have to work for the government and you don't have to work in an underserved location. You can work for private practice, in the academe, or in research. Sixth, the graduate is expected to serve fully within 5 years. If after 5 years, the graduate has not fully complied with the RSA, he or she will pay double the cost of his or her education at the prevailing rate from the time of entry plus interest. And seventh, the cost of education shall be computed based on total subsidy of UP or government and donations made to specific colleges or units that enhance education or training of students in the university. So, I mentioned earlier that tuition in UP is free. However, first, in my case, I enrolled in 2013 into UP Manila, and then I enrolled into the College of Dentistry in 2015. And free tuition wasn't signed into law until 2017. So let's say if I were to pay this fee, that would come into computation. But today, since tuition is free, I'm not sure what the new computation is, but from what I know, let's say they don't have that cost of education to compute in, but we do still get donations to the college. And I don't know how interest will play into this, and I also don't know how subsidy from UP itself or the government will play into this. But do know that the fee will still be quite a sum of money. This is from what I've heard from people that I know who left the College of Dentistry in UP Manila. 8th, enrolling for a second degree like a master's degree, a doctor of medicine, or bachelor of laws or other programs cannot be considered as return service. So, this may come as a shock to you, but there are graduates of dentistry who decide to pursue medicine. But if you do come from the UP College of Dentistry, then you cannot apply into med school right away because you do have to fulfill your 2 years of service within 5 years of graduation first. So if you're going to consider your timeline in life, you have to factor this in. 9th, to facilitate serving of the RSA by graduates of UP Manila, the Philippine General Hospital and UP system shall give priority to UPM graduates for employment after requirements for employment are met. And 10th, UP Manila shall develop a placement process for implementation of the RSA with the Office of Alumni Relations as the implementing office for the program. Okay, so one thing that is not mentioned here, because I think it's specific to the College of Dentistry, is once you've hit 60 academic units in the UP College of Dentistry, meaning, let's say you've enrolled already, and let's say you've signed the RSA, if you haven't hit 60 academic units yet, then you can still shift out of the course and then go into a different course that doesn't necessarily have its own RSA obligation or policy. But once you've hit or accumulated 60 academic units and more, then you can no longer shift out of the course without paying the fee that is required by the contract. This, I think, is a very important thing to know because, like I mentioned in the previous video of mine, there are a lot of students who change their mind after they've already enrolled in the College of Dentistry. And if they've already hit 60 units or more, then it's sometimes maybe too late for them if they can't afford to pay. And this is sad, meaning that they will be forced to stay in the college and they will basically be forced to graduate from the UP College of Dentistry or forced to be dentists. Because there are people who, again, like I said in my video, there are people who don't really understand what dental school will be or what it will demand from them or what dentistry really is. And as they go along and they learn more about it, there are people who will realize that it's not for them. And sometimes it may be too late. And it's kind of tragic, really, to have to be forced to stay in the course if you don't really want to be a dentist anyway. I think the main takeaway of this is, because we have the return service agreement obligation at the UP College of Dentistry, if you are going to apply, at least be certain that you want to be a dentist. Not just for the sake of giving slots to those who really want it, but also for your sake. Now, you don't have to be super 100% sure, but at least be sure before you hit 60 units. And the College of Dentistry will give an orientation for freshmen before they sign the contract and before they enroll into the College of Dentistry, just so that they can cover all the bases, give you all the information, and make sure that you know what you're signing up for. Because it also is a problem for the administration, or rather more work for the administration, when there are students who decide maybe to appeal the RSA or decide to still shift out of the course and pay the fee. This itself is also quite a long process, and I have a friend who has gone through this. It took her a very long time to even get the computation for how much she had to pay because she left dentistry and she went to a different university. So it's not also that simple. It's not like you decide, I want to leave, I don't want to be in the UP College of Dentistry anymore. It's not like, you can go to the office, tell them you want to leave, and then you'll get the computation right away. No, in reality, it takes quite a long time also. And according to my friend, it's also quite a headache because you know how these things go here, guys. It's not the college's fault. It's not, whoever's fault. It just is the way it is. And you want to consider that as well. And if, let's say, you have plans to take up further education, residency, maybe even move abroad, then this is also going to be another big consideration for you because it is 2 years in your timeline. Unless you can afford to pay the fee and you can afford or you are willing to go through that time period wherein you have to wait to get your computation and you have to wait to get your RSA processed and all of that. So there you have it. This is the return service agreement in general. If you have more questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer them for you. But you can also Google the number of the UP College of Dentistry so that you can ask them even more questions and they can give you more accurate and first-hand information as well. I just shared what I know today, and these things have been pertinent on my mind lately. Another reason why I think this is important to know is on paper it seems quite simple, but the experience of it is a little bit more complicated than that. Dental school in the Philippines, I believe, is notorious for students getting delayed and not graduating on time. And to be honest, the UP College of Dentistry is this way. Most students get delayed at some point, whether it's for a semester, a year, 2 years, maybe even more. It's very common. And now that we are in a pandemic, automatically students are delayed. And right now, there are a lot of students who are realizing that they no longer want to become dentists because of the health implications of being in a pandemic. And, with climate change, this isn't going to be the last pandemic. We are going to have more pandemics in the future. And if you don't want to put yourself in such a high-risk situation, especially in your career, then maybe dentistry won't be for you. And there are a lot of students who are realizing this, but in a way they are trapped and they can't leave because of this 60-unit rule. And at the same time, because students are automatically delayed because of this pandemic and because getting delayed is kind of a normal thing in dental school, then the toll or the implication of having to work in the country for 2 years within 5 years after graduation before you can do anything else, like take a master's degree or take a different degree or go abroad for further education or even take further education within the country, then it's really taking a heavy toll on people mentally, I think. Just imagine the timeline. To give you guys some context of my experience, I have been in UP Manila since I was 18. I got into the UP College of Dentistry when I was 20, and I am now 26 years old. I have been in dentistry for 6 years, which is actually the duration of the program itself. It's a 6-year program, but because I have been delayed, I think I will be in dentistry for at least another year because of the pandemic and the delay that I had even pre-pandemic. So the RSA is heavy on my mind. It's heavy on my friends' minds, heavy on all my classmates' minds. So that's just some real life context for you guys. Think about it very hard if you're thinking about going to the UP College of Dentistry. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to turn you off, but I just want to be real with you guys because I care, and I see so many of my friends just miserable because they can't leave, and we don't really want to have more of that in the college anymore. I guess I'm also doing this just I think it would even be better for the college if students actually wanted to be there and were willing to sign the contract. And yeah, I hope that I was helpful to you guys. I hope that I was able to answer some of your questions. So good luck, guys. If you are still applying to dental school or about to apply to dental school and you're thinking about where you would like to go, I wish you all the best. I do hope that you end up where you want to be, and I hope that you'll be happy in it, and I hope that you end up loving it. So take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram as well. And as always, peace and love, guys.